Virtuosi Concerts not only gives the stage to renowned, established performers, but young artists as well. For instance, the New Orford String Quartet, who perform on Saturday and consist of 4 elite orchestral leaders and soloists, are joined by a group of up-and-comers, together known as the Haleine Trio. Alice McGregor, Joel Ulrich, and Grace Liu are 3 of this year's Virtuosi Young Artists, and the whole gang has joined me in the studio this morning. We're going to begin with a little bit of music, a snippet, a selection from the work that they'll be performing this weekend. It's a tune that I think you might recognize. Take it away. Live in the Classic 107 studio, we just heard the Haleine Trio performing the first of the bravura variations on À vous dirai-je maman by Mozart from Adolphe Adams' comic opera Le Toréador. Alice McGregor, Joel Ulrich, Grace Liu, Virtuosi Young Artists, all of them. Welcome to the studio, everybody. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Well, thrilled to have you back. Alice, that was a familiar tune. I'm curious, which lyrics do you most closely associate that melody with?
Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
It's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star for you, not Ba Ba Black Sheep or ABCD?
Oh, yeah. I would go Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Yeah, you and I both. It is one of those that is a very iconic melody, especially to us in the English-speaking world using those lyrics. In the French, À vous dirai-je maman, music set by Mozart. I'm curious, what did you just sing about?
Yeah, so it's actually based on a children's nursery rhyme. But À vous dirai-je maman, ce qui cause mon tourment is, I want to tell my mother just what causes my torment. But I think it's, relating to the opera, it's actually quite separate as far as I can tell. In the synopsis, Coraline is the soprano who sings it in Paris. But she's not singing to her mother. She's singing to, a classic example of an opera where she's in love with a man and, it's unrequited, and then there's a love triangle and, adultery and deceit and all that good stuff. So, but this song is really, the text is a children's nursery rhyme. It's just, I'm going to tell my mom about my torment and wondering how someone can live without love. And and the mom just, I guess, will give advice afterwards.
Yeah, they'll have to tune into the opera. Now, you won't be performing the full opera. We'll be hearing the full set of bravura variations. And again, it comes from the opera Toréador, opened in 1849, went on to be a huge hit for the composer. Joel, let me ask you about the trio of instruments that we just heard, soprano, flute, and piano. What do you enjoy most about this grouping?
Yeah, it's great. When I play flute, I'm always trying to emulate the human voice more when I play. So now I can use Alice's voice as a reference point. So yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you about the name, Haleine, the French word for breath we were just chatting about.
Yeah. It's if we just performed the first movement of this piece, and as it goes on, it gets a little crazier, especially for the voice. The flute is also pretty wild, and Grace keeps us steady on the piano there. But Haleine in French means breath, and we take a lot of breaths in this piece.
Joel, does that sound right to you? Do you do a lot of breathing?
Definitely, yeah.
And now, I was doing some reading, Joel. This is our first time meeting. You went through the Des Hôtels Faculty of Music. You're currently in music education. Did I read that you also did some singing when you were in the faculty as well?
Yeah. I also sing a little bit, not as much as Alice, but I sing in Prairie Voices. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, you were talking about how when you play the flute, you're in a way sort of thinking about or emulating the human voice. How much does breath motivate you in your playing?
Yeah, a lot. I'm always thinking about breathing and trying to take a deep, supported breath. And yeah, that's definitely a key aspect to playing flute.
And then one last question for you. How the three of you come to perform together?
Well, I've actually performed with Alice and Grace before, but we've never performed together as a trio. So we all just met in the faculty last year and performed together in various different things. And yeah, we were paired together for this performance.
How you feeling about it?
Great. Yeah, it's great working with them. Yeah.
Grace, let me invite you over to the microphone here, because when you were last in studio, you actually had a flute in hand for a 107 Live performance. You're at the piano now. Mm-hmm. Do you still play the flute?
I don't, unfortunately. I still have it at home with me, and so it can be fun to pull out.
Okay, so you don't ever trade places with Joel is basically what I was getting at. Okay, so let's catch up a little bit. When you were last here, was a few years back. You were at Westgate Mennonite Collegiate.
Yep.
You're now in the Faculty of Music.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about your studies and where you're at.
Yeah, so this year I'm in my third year of the Bachelor of Music program, majoring on piano, and I'm a performance major this year. So I decided that at the end of last year, I'm really passionate about performance, and I'm really excited to do a recital at the end of this year. It's a big, long preparation process.
Yes, it is.
But it's a lot of fun, so I enjoy it.
And you're currently studying with David Morose, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you're in your third year, which is when you kind of have to make that concentration.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to all of those studies and preparations for recitals, as the two people beside you can attest to, you're also now a Virtuosi Young Artist. Mm-hmm. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels great. And I did Virtuosi last year as well.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, pleased to be selected 2 years in a row. And I also did the collaborative initiative last year as well. I think last year was the first year they started pairing young artists together. So I did a duo with Shay Carter, who's also a singer in the Faculty of Music. And so to get to do another ensemble this year is really great because it helps me gain more collaborative experience, which is really useful in my degree. So yeah, it's wonderful.
It's one of those things where, as a performance major, you think of virtuoso keyboardists sitting down at the piano and, busting out some Liszt. But, a big portion of it, too, is also working with others, right? And this is just one of those opportunities to do more of that, right?
Yes, for sure.
Joel, what about you? How does it feel to be a Virtuosi Young Artist heading into this weekend's concert?
Yeah, it feels great. It's especially nice now that I'm no longer in the Faculty of Music to have opportunities to perform with other people and, gain some exposure. Yeah.
One of the cool things about being a Virtuosi Young Artist, as someone who's never been a Virtuosi Young Artist, but who's chatted with a fair number of them, is the fact that you're actually part of the program, right? It's not an opener. You're actually right there next to the New Orford String Quartet, who are made up of some of the foremost musicians here in the country. That's got to be pretty special too, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear them and to learn from them and watch them perform. Yeah.
Alice, you're also a returning Virtuosi Young Artist. Any tips going into it this time as someone who's done it before?
Yeah, I think just have fun. That would be it's the most cliche answer ever. No, I think I've never done, I wasn't part of the collaborative program for Virtuosi before, so I think that actually will really help, just in terms of, we're all doing it together and we're all working together. But yeah, I've had nothing but great experiences with Virtuosi. I've never been, super nervous or super stressed. It's a really supportive, nurturing environment. Everyone that works at Virtuosi is really, really great. And yeah, I think, as Joel said, just meeting the musicians and getting to play alongside them is a huge honor. So, yeah, I say let's just go have fun. And oh my gosh.
Yeah,
The part before that was better. But
No, there it is. Go have fun with the Haleine Trio alongside the new Orford String Quartet. Virtuosi Concerts continues their 2023-24 season this Saturday, November 4th, 7:30 p.m. Back at St. Andrew's River Heights United Church. We've got more details up at classic107.com under the events tab. Thank you all for being here this morning.
thanks for having us.
Thank you.